Well, good morning and welcome back to Cityline. With me in the studio is somebody who I was made aware of by this phrase. She is the Oprah of the City of Tacoma. And when someone says that to me, that means that they walk the talk, they are brilliant, they have a heart that is unmatched, and they stand in the solution. So who am I talking about? Let me tell you. I'm talking about Lisa Woods. She is the Chief Equity Officer, Office of Equity and Human Rights in the City of Tacoma, and she is on the couch. Welcome, Lisa.
Thanks for having me. That was an amazing introduction.
Well, you can thank Andrita. Andrita and I were on the phone talking, and she said Lisa Woods is the Oprah of the city.
She's
and
awesome.
From one Oprah to another Oprah, there we go. My goodness, thank you for saying yes to this.
Absolutely.
So people, if they don't know how wonderful you are, because I do, tell us about yourself. Tell us, first off, how you came to this position and how long you've worked for the City of Tacoma, because you are not new to this position.
Right. So I've been with the City of Tacoma for about 12 years, almost 12 years. I started in the city at the Tacoma Dome, of all places, as a business and finance manager, and I loved that. Best job that I had. I worked in the Dome and the Convention Center for about 8 years and wanted to really just move into a position that I could impact the whole organization, and found myself accepting an opportunity in the city manager's office as assistant to the city manager. And in that role, I was able to help shape the culture of the organization. Fantastic role. Got to work on some really neat things and just learn more about how the city operates, how the city manager's office operates, how the mayor and council system, how department directors operate. And it was in that role, and even before I started working with the first chief equity officer, Diane Powers.
Can we just stop for a second?
Yes, I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Diane is amazing, and she started the office in 2015. I had the opportunity to travel with Diane to a conference, the Government Alliance on Race and Equity, and really work with her on strategies for the City of Tacoma and how we wanted to operationalize equity in our service delivery and all the things that we do. When Diane retired, I was appointed interim Chief Equity Officer.
Congrats.
And held that position for about 7 months, and then was permanently appointed almost a year ago, which I can't believe it's been a year.
Wow, you have deep, deep roots in the City of Tacoma. No wonder you are in the position you're in, because it feels like just a natural evolution of all of the hard work and also all of the experience you have landed you right here. Oh, how lucky are we? You were right there doing the job, sister. So let's talk about, what does the Office of Equity and Human Rights do? And especially through the lens that we're looking through today.
Well, you know, the Office of Equity and Human Rights, we have a policy and program side of the house, and we have a human rights side of the house. So there's a lot that we're doing internally and externally. Internally, we work with the city departments, really advising on policy. We're really focusing now on racial equity action plans and helping departments operationalize equity, look at their practices, look at their policies, look at their protocols through an equity lens. We do a lot of training of staff on equity in general. We're introducing a more focused, targeted universalism model to get to the nitty-gritty of how we deliver services to the community to make sure that everyone is receiving services in an equitable way. The other part of what we do on the human rights side really has to do with discrimination and civil rights. So we do have an EEOC investigator, we have a fair housing investigator. If people feel like they've been discriminated against, they call our office and we take those complaints, we do investigations. We also support 3 city commissions.
Yes.
We have staff, and you know, we support the Human Rights Commission.
Which I sit on, and you do an amazing job, you and your team.
Thank you. And we support the Commission on Immigrant and Refugee Affairs, which is a fairly new commission for the City of Tacoma, I believe just several years old. And we also have staff that supports the Tacoma Area Commission on Disabilities. So we're helping departments stay true to the resolution 40622, which is calling us to become anti-racist and look at everything that we do. But we also have community-facing parts where we really want to make sure that the folks that live, work, and play in Tacoma
Yes.
are not discriminated against.
Absolutely. And you've used this phrase, and I love this phrase, and that phrase is outward facing. Because sometimes you have a job that's inward facing. I'm going to give an example of maybe you are somebody who is great at data entry, and we need that. And so your job is inward facing. You only face inward. Your work is not viewed by the public, but is integral part. But the Human Rights Commission, or the Office of Equity and Human Rights, they are outward facing in many ways. So how does human rights serve the city of Tacoma? I mean, and I'm going to give you an example in the sense of the unhoused people that we see right now. What role would you play in that?
Well, part of the role that we play in that is really collaborating. We collaborate with neighborhood and community services. We are part of the city's affordable housing action strategy, and the role that our office plays has to do with keeping people housed. So we deal a lot with our landlord-tenant relationships. We support eviction prevention. We have contracts in the community that help community members that might be facing eviction get free legal services. But we're really focusing on keeping people housed, making sure landlords and tenants know their rights. Renters have the resources that they need to stay housed, and from people experiencing homelessness, we are part of the city's team that is looking for solutions on how we can support, how we can help. So we do work with community and economic development, neighborhood community services, our strategic team, and we're part of that team looking for ways that we can eliminate homelessness in our community.
Yeah, which is, oh boy. When we think about the pandemic and the ways that we were, as Councilmember Walker just said on the couch, we were so shut down. And now that we're coming out, Lisa, there are things that even I go, wow, I didn't see that coming. I imagine, given your office and your outward facingness in the community, that is a daily occurrence for you and your team as you start to lift your heads up and look around our city.
Yes.
And when you see that, what comes to mind in terms of, besides unhoused, we have transparency issues, and that falls sometimes in your department as well. And a lot of times I think those issues don't come to your department until there's a problem. Is that right?
That's true.
Yeah.
And we have staff that are passionate.
Oh,
they're so committed. They put their blood, sweat, and tears and whole heart into the work, and it's challenging when those things are revealed on a regular basis, on a daily basis. We want to find solutions. We want to find answers. We're not always able to.
Nope.
And that's really hard, really challenging. But we kind of keep pressing on. Want to share information as much as we can in ways that help community understand not only what we do, but how we can help them. And so we're excited that we recently brought on an outreach and education coordinator that is in the community. For example, she'll be at the farmers market today.
Yay!
The booths, sharing information about what we do, how we can serve, how we can support the community. So if folks are out there in the farmers market, they can look for our booth and get some information about our office as well.
I love that. What are you looking forward to in your work and in your office and in your role?
Being here is very special.
It's special for me.
Special.
I have a huge crush.
Me too. I'm kind of fangirling.
Yeah, absolutely. Back at you.
But I'm excited for us to be in the community. We do, over the course of the pandemic, we've had a lot of change in our office. We've had a lot of new staff come on board, new work that's never been done before with anti-racist systems transformation. We don't have a playbook for that work. But I'm excited for us to move that work forward, working with our leadership and getting into the real work. What exactly do we do, and how do we need to change it? What codes do we need to change? What policies do we need to change? And then engaging with the community to find out from them what are the solutions, because as you know, and we know, those that are closest to the impacts and the pain and the negative, the harms really have the solutions and things that we need to hear about. So I'm excited for us to get out in the community to partner and collaborate with other organizations and hear from folks, and yeah, just be more visible.
What a beautiful open response. What a beautiful heart you have. That those who are hurting the most have the answers, and they do. They absolutely do. How do you want to be remembered in 10 years or 20 or 30 years when your time in this position is done?
I want to be remembered as someone that helped people feel seen, heard, and loved. I want to be part of that for people. It's always been my passion, and that's how I want to be remembered.
Oh my gosh, well, I will remember that when it comes to you. There's that famous saying, if people will not remember what you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel. And looking in your eyes and knowing what you have to face every single day with your team, and the role of keeping that team motivated and filled up with hope, because this is a ministry across your chest. You don't just clock in and clock out from 9 to 5. When something happens at 11 o'clock at nighttime over by Met Market, you're aware of it. So I want to say thank you for being here. We have a date every 60 days for you to be on this couch, and let's talk about some of those issues and those people who have the solution.
I would love it. Love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear. All right, after just a little bit of musical chairs, we'll have Donna Duvall here to talk about adult literacy and how you can be a part of the solution. We'll be right back. Don't go away.